Happy Thursday, everybody. Let's start with Bitcoin update. This is daily chart and this is daily candle. And you can see Bitcoin is consolidating down around 1% and Ethereum is breaking out. But you can see this is Bitcoin futures. And on a 1 hour chart, if I go, there's a gap here. You can see this gap. This happened around Sunday, 3rd of December when futures open on Monday. Big gap up. Okay, there's a gap here. There are also these green lines. There are multiple gaps. There's another small gap here around 29, and then there's another gap here. Here, if I zoom in, you will see around 26,305. So going back to daily chart, all these green lines are the gaps to fill. So 90% of the times, all gaps do get filled. It's just a matter of time. All right. So why I'm telling you this is, although it's going high, it's now in a area of a big resistance. Okay, Bitcoin is in a big resistance area. You got to be careful here, all right, especially when there is a lower momentum. This is RSI, this is PPO. You can see RSI is making lower high, price is making higher high, and even PPO is doing the same thing. Also, you can see PPO is also making a lower high. So there's a divergence in price action. So this is momentum indicator, and also you can see background is light green. That means it's overbought, way overbought. So short term, it's very overbought. You want to buy when it's red, okay? On RSI is red, which is means it's oversold, and we should be looking for a bounce. You don't want to buy when it's green, okay? Green is like very overbought. So short term, be careful. I do expect a pullback. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it will happen at some point, and all these gaps will get filled. So if you're in crypto, good time to take profits. All right. Ethereum, same thing, similar scenario. You can see big gap up. This thing happened on 4th of December, Monday, and then it's going higher. But just remember these gaps are there. Same thing here. RSI is making lower high. PPO also is making lower high. So momentum indicators are telling me different story. Price is telling me different story. So you got to be careful. These are the indicators we use to spot trend reversal. So these are very, you can see also light green background short term, very overbought short term, and also you can see big resistance here. So you got to be very careful. In my opinion, short term, this is not the time you should be looking to buy Ethereum. This is the time you should be looking to take profits. All right. So just be careful here on crypto. All right, so let's go to traditional market. One thing today we saw S&P 500 was green. VIX is also green, so it's very rare. Okay, so there's a divergence. VIX is also green. S&P 500 is also green. Triple Qs is green. Everything is green. So something is fishy going on, and you can see cycle analysis on VIX is saying its bottom is coming very soon. It was around 13th of December, so that's why we are getting very close to the bottom. So I'm expecting a pump in VIX. If VIX pumps, that's going to drive S&P 500 and Nasdaq a bit lower. So let's quickly look at SPY. And on SPY, I want to go to 1 hour chart, and I want to show you what happened today. Okay. Let me go to regular trading hours. You can see we had a gap up. So now we have a gap left, all right? So there's a gap left here, and this gap will be filled, okay? This gap will be filled. It's just a matter of when, all right? Uh, uh, it's not, it's a matter of when it will be filled. It's not a matter of if it's gonna filled or not. It's just a matter of when, all right? So a gap here around 455. Next gap, big gap here around 440. I don't think it's gonna go fill this gap right now because it's too far away. But maybe short term it wants to fill this gap before it wants to go higher seasonality wise. We're looking for new highs, but for now, at minimum, looking for fill this gap. Maybe go a little bit more lower, maybe on a gap open area. This is what I'm expecting. Little bit pullback before it can go higher. Let's go to MES chart here. If I zoom out, you can see here cycle analysis here. The bottom is around next week. So looking for a little bit of pullback on this cycle, yellow cycle. You can see how many cycles are coming. One, two major cycles are coming. So expecting a little bit of pullback here and then bounce. All right. So that's what I'm expecting on SPY. And also the other thing I wanted to tell you, if I go to 1 hour chart, let's see if there's any divergence. Let's go to SPY. Let's see. So you can see we are making almost new highs, equal highs. Still price is going lower on 1 hour chart. PPO is also going lower, so there's divergence. Okay, so we're going higher on lower momentum on momentum indicators, PPO and RSI. So time to be cautious here. US 500, same thing here. You can see it made a new high. Even today's uh, you can see even divergence just getting extended. Okay, nothing changed. So same setup on live market as well. Triple Qs, which is Nasdaq, uh, same thing. 1 hour chart, gap up. This gap will be filled. Tomorrow is, I think, another news coming. Not sure if it's employment or something. So I think tomorrow we're gonna get a gap down or fill this gap at minimum. That's what I think, but we'll see. And then also this possibility, there's another gap here around 378. So that's also possible to fill. So just be careful, especially when there are divergences. And I got a red sell signal here on RSI. So be careful, all right? So that's on triple Qs. Let's go on Dow Jones, also green today, consolidating. You can see RSI very overbought. PPO, nothing showing here. IWM. IWM kind of little bit of not flat but 0.72% up. Looks like it wants to make a bull flag, but it could make. You can see short term it is very overbought. So look for a dip. Okay, you don't want to buy when stocks are going high. You want to buy when stocks are low. And what you want to buy is things like oil. Okay, oil is this is what I'm buying. CNQ what I'm buying, and you can see why I'm buying because it's in a massive support area. Right, this thing here around 5th of March, support around 65. You can see try to break out, back test support, again back test support here in November 2021, broke out, came back here again in this demand range area 21st of March, and then again here in May, and now we're again here, all right? So it can consolidate here like here, and then eventually it's gonna break out. That's quite possible, but this is an area where you should be looking to buy, okay? You should not be looking to sell here. This is where you wanna buy. You can see short term what's happening. We made a new low is made on higher momentum. You can see RSI is going higher, price is making new low. So this is a divergence because price is going lower on a higher momentum on PP and RSI. So these are the things you want to spot. These are things you want to spot. You can see even on long term, you can see from here also PPO is going higher as price is going lower. So these are early indication of a trend reversal, all right? What you can do is you can draw a trend line like this from here to here, wait for a break of this trend line, and if it breaks, that's your buy signal. So crude oil is looking like it's building higher momentum, which is very good sign. And on a daily chart, you can see starting to make this background red on RSI, very oversold short term. So this is the time you should be looking to buy crude oil when it's like really out of everything in the stock market, oil and oil miners are something you should be looking to buy. They're very oversold short term. Okay, this is CNQ, another one. This is we today was a Canadian dividend day, so that's why it's a little bit more selling. But you can see how it's very oversold short term. Okay, you want to buy. There are no gaps on 1 hour chart. You can see no gaps here, but you can see gaps are here up one, two, gap down here. So even if you buy today from here, first gap up 8.3%, second gap up 10.76%. Just got to be patient, guys. Just be patient. These gaps will be filled. And I don't see any divergence on daily chart. Let's see on 1 hour chart. We made an equal low, starting to make a little bit of divergence on RSI. So RSI is a little bit of bouncing, so which is a good news. PPO, there's no divergence, but this is where you want to be buying stock like this. You want to be buying stock like XOM, for example. Okay, another biggest oil miner. All right, you can see very oversold short-term daily chart, light red background here, 1 hour chart. See what's happening. Divergence, new low. You can see RSI, higher momentum. Got a 1 hour buy signal here. End of the day. PPO also starting to make a little bit of divergence. All right. These are the indicators you gotta be watching. Okay. XOM, look at this daily chart. How far, how down it is since this gap here. 17%. All right. These are the things you gotta keep an eye on. Out of everything, this is you gotta be buying oil. You can see SU, for example, Suncor. Look at this, down so much. How much down it is from all-time high? 17%. All right. Uh, OXY, Occidental. See how down it is. You can see here, unbelievable downside moves. These are the stocks you should be keep 18% down. So forget tech stocks. Look to buy oil miners. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, gold. Finding support here, bouncing from the support. So broke out, going to support and bouncing. Nothing changed. Silver still in the buy zone. If it breaks, that's bearish. Next support is here on this trend line, white trend line around 22. So let's see if it holds. This is the area it should be bouncing from. Natural gas just touching the buy zone. Could come a little bit lower. Again, natural gas is very oversold short term. So if it keeps falling, you should be looking to buy natural gas. This is the area you want to buy. Dollar down, trying to make inverse head and shoulder. You can see this is left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. If it bounces from here, that's going to be bad for Bitcoin, gold, and stock market. All right. Covered Bitcoin already. Toronto Stock Exchange was flat. Again, can come down all the way here to fill the gap. Hang Seng Index. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Did it try to break anything yet? No. So we can just extend this line. Okay, so this is still not broke out yet. So we have to wait for a breakout for our buy signal on China. All right. So let's go back to daily chart. Um, Here you go. So nothing changed. Still there's divergence. You can see prices going lower on daily chart. RSI is higher, PPO is higher, so still divergence, which is good news. Bond market buy the dip. Okay, this is a support area. Finally made a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then breaking out. So look to buy all the dips on bonds. So looking good. Copper massive bounce, massive bounce. If it comes back to this buy zone demand area, look to buy. Palladium also massive bounce in the buy zone, new low with higher momentum. You can see RSI is going higher, PPO is going higher, so higher momentum. Wait for a break of this trend line. Soybeans up 1.17% today, which is good news. And it's in the buy zone. This is a demand area, so look to buy anything in this area. Wheat, again, next trying to break out here. If you get any pullback, look to buy. Obviously, it's not going to go straight up. RSI is looking very overbought short term. Any dips can be bought. Corn, uh, corn looks like it's breaking out, which is a very good news. You can see I can draw a trend line here, broke out, back test, and then trying to go out. This is the area it needs to cross. If it goes above this area around 4.76, I'm going to turn the screen. But for now, this is a massive resistance area. That's where corn is right now. So let's respect that until it breaks. Let's be a bit careful here, all right? So this can go a little bit higher like that. Sugar, I think it's since it broke down from this trend line, going lower. This became resistance. I think next support is here around 20.6, so not bullish on sugar for now. Tesla consolidating, just chopping around. It could be making a triangle, I think. Let's see. Is it making some kind of a triangle? Uh, can we do something like this? Let's see. On Tesla, yeah, we can make something like this. All right. So it's kind of between trying to make a triangle, and when it breaks out, it's gonna be a massive move, I think. So for now, I think makes sense to go down. So go fill this gap before it goes higher. All right. Apple up 1%. Again, gap up. Looking for these gaps to fill. Nothing changed. Netflix still massive gap here. Looking for that gap to fill. Microsoft looking for this gap to fill. Google up 5%. Looks like this gap is already filled. Now we're going higher, but it is possible we could come down to fill this gap. So just keep that in mind. Do not get too bullish yet. There's something to do with AI on Google, and it's just bouncing like crazy. Meta, again, looking for these gaps to fill. Let's see if we get that. Amazon gap up again today. I don't know if we're going to go all the way down, but looking for some pullback before we can go higher across the board. Snowflake's also looking for a little bit of pullback before we can go higher. NVDA, also there's a gap here, looking for that gap to fill. AMD, wow, look at this move, massive breakout. Uh, I don't think we're going to get this gap fill. Let's see. I'm not sure what the news was. RSI, if this thing keeps going higher, RSI will not have lower high. So AMD is looking pretty bullish here, actually. Wow, very surprised to see this move. Almost 10% move in one day. Very interesting. All right. IWM, sorry, not IWM, Newmont Mine. looking for gap fills. Gold miners also looking for gap fill. Came very close to filling this gap, but looks like it's a done date tomorrow. XLK tech sector looking for gaps fill. Energy sector. Again, my favorite sector in the massive support area. This is where I will be looking to buy. You can see I pointed this arrow, so I think this is where I should be looking to buy. Uh, no divergence here, so I'm not going to delete this on daily chart, but PPO has a little bit of divergence on 1 hour chart. You can see starting to make a little bit of divergence. Price is going lower on higher momentum. So these are the things you got to spot. You got to buy beaten down stocks like this, sectors like this. Healthcare just consolidating. Utility sector also consolidating. Industrial sector looking for a couple of gaps to fill. Real estate sector also, it's taking a while. Here you go. Looking for this gap to fill. Financials green today, but couple of gaps. Be careful. KRE regional bank ETF also a couple of gaps to fill before it goes higher. Shopify up 1%. Again, massive gaps here. Intel up 2%. Couple of gaps at the top. So keep that an eye on that. Pfizer down 0.56%, still going lower on higher momentum on RSI and PPO. So also this trend line, you have to keep an eye. If it breaks out, that's going to be a buy signal. I think that's about it. I don't see anything else very interesting, but keep that in mind. All right. Hopefully this is very helpful. Please hit the like button on your way out and share with your friends and family. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.